Hi, folks. You're tuned into Business Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we discuss everything about the stock markets, the way the trade has panned out today, and where were the gains and losses seen throughout the trading session. Well, after a 3 days winning run, we've actually seen a slippage on both the Sensex and the Nifty. In fact, today we actually saw the Nifty slipping below the 17,500 mark towards the end of the session as well. Of course, there was some pressure across the globe that actually trickled in into the stock market and the sentiments right here. We saw a very volatile trading session. Remember, it's not just the end of the financial year that we are seeing today, the last trading day, but it was also the FNO expiry session for this March series as well. So we've halted the 3 straight sessions of gains on a volatile trade. Domestic indices both swung between gains and losses throughout the trading session before we end in the red today. Now, when you talk about the benchmarks, this 30 share Sensex, it slipped 115 points lower today, or 0.2% in trade, to close at 58,569. The broader market, NSE Nifty, it moved 34 points lower as well, or 0.2% down in trade, and ended at 17,465. The broader markets, however, outperformed the benchmarks, with mid cap and small caps both outperforming with 0.3, 0.6% kind of gains seen today. Now, 7 out of the 15 sector gauges in on the Nifty or the National Stock Exchange, they actually ended in the red. So it was quite a divided kind of a screen in terms of sectors. Pharma and healthcare indices underperformed the index today by declining almost 1.2% each. Also, when you talk about stock specific moves, Hindalco was the worst performer on the Nifty. It slid about almost 5% in trade. And this is ironic because what the contrasting picture is that Hindalco has actually emerged as the top Nifty gainer as you talk about financial year 2022 gainers on the Nifty. So it's a complete reversal that you've seen today. Apart from this, Divis Lab, Apollo Hospitals, Dr. Reddy's, Reliance Industries, the other laggards in today's trading session. The overall breadth remained in favor of the bears today, with 1,500 stocks advancing on the entire markets and 1,880 shares about declining on the BSE. Now, specific stocks moved and were the highlights of today. Let me quickly tell you those as well. ITC, the stock that has been moving up for a long time, inched up higher by 0.5% even in today's trading session. Hindalco, the reason why it declined was JP Morgan, which was long time overweight on the stock, has now downgraded the stock, and therefore we saw a 4% decline. Edelweiss Financial Services was the top mover in the Nifty 500 constituents. We saw the stock ending over 14.4% higher in trade today. Apart from this, HUL, another FMCG major, this stock was higher by 1.5% yet again, because the company has now moved to hike prices of some of its cleaning and personal care products as well. And this is not the only company who's doing that. Britannia has talked about a 7% increase in its biscuit category as well. And most of the other FMCG majors are going to be following suit as well. And that is the biggest anticipation. Hero MotoCorp in auto space has already talked about a 2,000 rupee hike coming in for two-wheelers starting 5th of April. And all of this is perhaps going to trickle in into more major consumer discretionaries, thus impacting our wallets right at the end. Why is this happening? Domestic fuel prices constantly rising, and therefore the inflationary pressures as well. Overall speaking, the stock markets in financial year 2022 have continued the bull run from FY21. Of course, after the crash in 2020, we've actually seen 2 years of full bull run continuing. 68% of a jump last year. Of course, it was a spectacular year when the stock markets really rallied very sharply. But in FY22 so far, what we have seen is that the stock markets gained about 19%. And you talk about the Sensex and the Nifty. Small caps, definitely the better performers, 36% and more from here. Banks were a little laggard, and also so were the FMCG and auto stocks and the sectors as well. But Hindalco, like I pointed out, top gainer right here. So with that, I wrap up this edition, but do stay tuned on to Business Today, for a whole lot is coming up right up next for you, in case you're interested in stock markets and business news and all the updates that are included in the economy as well. So do stay tuned on to with us on Business Today. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Thanks a lot for tuning in.